All right. Can y'all hear me now? All right. Can y'all hear me now? I gotta turn that. Yeah, I'm still figuring out this equipment. It's pretty wild. Learning how to produce on the go. Nah, I was putting out this Mexico. I was looking at it because this video just dropped a few moments ago. There. All right, so I pulled it up now. See, I have to use two systems over here. It's pretty crazy. It's crazy. Um, okay, share this. Got it. Man. All right, this one. All right, got you.
Mexico after the killing of the country's most powerful cartel leader. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of the NBC4 News. I'm Kathy Vara.
I'm Jonathan Gonzalez, the Mexican
I've been calling it.
generation cartel. You're looking at him here, Nemesio.
I told him we got to get all these cartels in order, like we did the Bloods and the Crips and all these
It happened
gangs.
in Tapalpa, Jalisco, about a
Welcome
2-hour
to
drive
America.
southwest of Guadalajara. Jalisco, the base for the cartel, which is known for trafficking huge quantities of fentanyl and other drugs into the United States. El Mencho was wounded in an operation to capture him and died from his injuries while he was being flown to Mexico City.
All right, before I continue this, I need to run a couple of these little things right here so we don't get in trouble. Okay? We want to make sure we protect everybody's privacy. All right, we're in uncharted territory. Don't get you built, sir.
And we are getting new video of the response from the cartel. Violent clashes, cars being set on fire, blocking streets. School is now canceled tomorrow in several states, and the State Department has issued a shelter-in-place warning for U.S. citizens. We have live team coverage of the response, what this means for the cartel's presence in Mexico, and also the impact to Americans. Let's start with NBC4's Macy Jenkins. She has the latest right now on the first word from the White House.
If you got them, it's a bedtime smoke hour.
Lines of burning cars and plumes of smoke billowing over Puerto Vallarta in the Mexican state of Jalisco Sunday morning after the capture and killing of cartel leader Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho.
This operation is one of the greatest operations in the history of drug trafficking.
The Jalisco New Generation Cartel, known as CJNG, is reportedly one of the main suppliers of cocaine to the U.S. And
wow, they wanted to cut down some of those drugs. So, I mean, let's find out who killed him or who ended his day.
Earns billions from the production of fentanyl and methamphetamines. Mike B. Hill, former DEA Director of International Operations, says El Mencho's capture is just as significant as the captures of El Chapo Guzman and the killing of Pablo Escobar.
Demonstrating the efficiency and the willingness to confront drug trafficking by the Claudia Sheinbaum administration.
In 2024, the U.S. State Department announced a reward of up to $15 million for any information leading to El Mencho's arrest. Since President Trump took office, President Sheinbaum has been under pressure to prove her strength and ability to crack down on international drug operations.
This means a great victory, and I would assume that it's going to diminish the amount of synthetic drugs, especially like fentanyl, coming into the United States.
Almencho had previously migrated to the U.S., where he served nearly 3 years in prison after he was convicted of conspiracy to distribute heroin.
Whoa. All right, this is getting a little bit crazy. I gotta go back to this out. What this guy was saying. I gotta hear.
Almencho's capture is just as significant as the captures of El Chapo Guzman and the killing of Pablo Escobar.
Demonstrating the efficiency and the willingness to confront drug trafficking by the Claudia Sheinbaum administration.
In 2020.
Okay, so the administration. I gotta hear that one more time.
By the Claudia Sheinbaum administration.
In 20.
Okay. Because that sounds like Mexican government. That's what it sounds like. Trying to read the captions here. Here it is. Claudia Sheinbaum administration. All right. Let's get a quick one. I definitely want to find out about it. Because if I'm going to review some stuff, I'm going to look some stuff up. So right now we're looking at the Claudia Sheinbaum administration. Because I think that might be tied with the Mexican government. And if the Mexican government is starting to step up because of what happened in Venezuela, we might have an ally. That would be a good move. So that's what I'm looking at, right? So it's an ethnicity too. Interesting. A lot of these little search words. Let me see. I'll try to share this. All right. My bad. Technical difficulty. Bad. Dyslexic ass. All right. AI overview. Let's see what you guys. All right. Claudia Sheinbaum took office. Okay. In October 1st, 2024, as Mexico's first female president. Ah, okay. Okay. That's why. So that's their president. Okay. That's good to know. First female Mexican president. Right? Aiming to continue the fourth transformation party social policies for her predecessor. In Elmo. Now I gotta look that up. So that's on my to-do list. Because if I'm going in, I'm going in. But I gotta finish this blunt bed, so I'm gonna be just going over this real quick. Alright. Alright, so while introducing a more technographic or technocratic approach. Technocratic, how you want to say that. Okay. So they want to do the technology, security, and energy. So sounds like what America is doing. We're trying to gear up technology race. Probably interesting. They're going to implement some AI most likely. So now we're starting to get a little bit deeper into those kind of things. All right, so they want to focus on strengthening National Guard. That's the Army. Okay, national defense. That would help against the cartels and get some of those things in order as well. Okay, interacting with nearshoring. Okay, fostering state control energy. So I think that's what America should be doing right now. We should be trying to get our energy under control and get off of the corporate energy standards and like revamp our infrastructure. We need to definitely reinforce it for sure. So they want to do security strategy. They want to focus on intelligence and measures against cartels. Yeah, definitely. Hugs, not bullets approach. Yeah, they don't want to do that. Gonna try to hug the cartel. That's great. Police force. Okay. Key points. Foreign affairs and the economy. And they want to get the GDP up, dealing with the trip. Public focus. Okay. Women's rights. Gender equality. That's it. Okay, okay. I can see that. Economic goals. Okay. Infrastructure. Yeah. That's what I was saying. They're trying to work on that. The Gulf of America and the port. Yeah, port side would be left and then starboard would be right, I believe. So yeah, they want to work on the port side. West Coast. All right. Let's see. They have economic goals. We covered that. Energy and sustainability. Well, everybody should be working in general. Okay, so they want to move to renewable energy. They're going to focus on the environmental sciences of all that. They want to influence the state sector of it because they want to maintain the influence of the state. Okay, so that's pretty basic. I mean, everybody should do that. So at least this president has their mind right. Um, a lot of people will probably judge her because she's a woman, but thank you for being here, Stormy. I appreciate you. Challenges. Pressure from the United States regarding cartel violence, fentanyl trafficking. Reasons not see. See, we called that before we even read this. And we're gonna get Cuba under control. We got to. Once we get Mexico together, and then we'll probably get made in Mexico stuff again. Trade will probably increase. But it is almost time. It's just about ready. It's pretty much gone. But yeah, I had to run the smoke sesh back for old time's sake. We were going to go live. I've been prepping for this for a long time. So it's going to be cool. Everything will get kicking. Just got to be more, you got to be consistent. And, the information will come. Everything will flow. This is just my first show. And I'm still trying to work out the kinks here. But I don't know. Doesn't seem too hard. Just gotta get used to it. A little consistency. Busting out some Scooby snacks over here. Like, what? Dang, bro. But we're gonna finish this little video real quick. Get some plan. It's time for bed. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll open up the pen tomorrow. I gotta get in the algorithm. I ain't in it yet. The most hated panelist on YouTube. That's crazy. The most misunderstood and controversial man on the internet. Damn. All right, let's finish this up.
ABC4 News, I'm Kathy Vara.
I'm Jonathan Gonzalez. The Mexican army killed the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. You're looking at him here, Nemesio Ruben Osegura Cervantes, also known as El Mencho. It happened in Tapalpa, Jalisco, about a 2-hour drive southwest of Guadalajara. Jalisco, the base for the cartel, which is known for trafficking huge quantities of fentanyl and other drugs into the United States. El Mencho was wounded in an operation to capture him and died from his injuries while he was being flown to Mexico City.
Jalisco Sunday morning after the capture and killing of cartel leader Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho.
This operation is one of the greatest operations in the history of drug trafficking.
The Jalisco New Generation Cartel, known as CJNG, is reportedly one of the main suppliers of cocaine to the U.S. and earns billions from the production of fentanyl and methamphetamines. Mike B. Hill, former a director of international operations, says El Mencho's capture is just as significant as the captures of El Chapo Guzman and the killing of Pablo Escobar.
Demonstrating the efficiency and the willingness to confront drug trafficking by the Claudia Sheinbaum administration.
In 2024, the U.S. State Department announced a reward of up to $15 million for any information leading to El Mencho's arrest. Since President Trump took office, President Sheinbaum has been under pressure to prove her strength and ability to crack down on international drug operations.
Yeah.
This means
Get it, girl.
a great victory, and I would assume that it's going to diminish the amount of synthetic drugs, especially like fentanyl, coming into the United States.
El Mencho had previously migrated to the U.S., where he served nearly 3 years in prison after he was convicted of conspiracy to distribute heroin by the U.S. District Court in Northern California. He returned to Mexico, later creating the CJNG in 2007, a cartel known for its aggressive attacks on the military.
They use armored trucks with steel plates, probably with machine guns mounted on the roofs. And they have operated with impunity for, over a decade.
The Mexican Department of Defense says El Mencho was killed in Sunday's efforts to...
Dang. They're making moves down there. It's time. It's time. Gulf of America. It's time to unify the Americas. Like, we already feeling sweated together. Mexico's right there. We could just move on south and just help everybody be more nice to each other, I guess. Because, man, this is getting real. It's getting crazy.
Capture him in Tapalpa, Jalisco, about 70 miles southwest of the state's capital and Mexico's second largest city, Guadalajara. 6 more were killed and 2 were arrested in the operation. 3 members of the armed forces were wounded.
So it was a carefully planned operation based on intelligence, primarily that the Mexican government had developed. And it was a combined effort by ground troops and then also using aerial resources in the form of armed helicopters.
The death of the drug lord set off several hours of roadblocks in Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara, a common tactic used by cartels to block military operations. But President Sheinbaum, writing on social media, "We must remain informed and calm. In the vast majority of the national territory, activities are proceeding with complete normality." Looking ahead, Hill says,
"It's not enough to take out a leader. You have to destroy the infrastructure, and this is where the hard work is really going to begin."
That was our Macy Jenkins reporting. Now, the White House did confirm in a statement that the U.S. government provided intelligence for this operation, and they commend the Mexican military for a successful operation. That statement goes on to say, quote, "President Trump has been very clear the United States will ensure narco-terrorists sending deadly drugs to our homeland are forced to face the wrath of justice they have long deserved."
Well, there's that. Because, life is life today. Life is life. It's wild. That's wild, guys. Just one step closer to the end of this. This is getting crazy. It's getting crazy. But finally finished that blunt. Feeling pretty good. It's about time to lay it down. So,
Welcome to the dark side. It's time. Life is about to start life.
But you guys have a good night. Thanks for coming. I'm out of here. I'm gonna figure out how to make you a mod, Stormy. I'll figure it out.